generally within that funny villain character. When you take a villain and you have this guy come out and basically just talk all this crap about how I'm going to beat the crap out of this guy 9 ways to Sunday, and I hate this guy, so he's so scared of me, and he's not coming back, and this guy's I ran this guy completely out of town. And then the next thing you know, his music hits, and the same guy talking all this crap about him runs immediately out of the ring to try and find the safest place to hide. It's like that's really what it comes down to, that kind of funny-esque villain character, and especially with Marty being the elite and everything like that, you really get the concept of just how funny his character really is.
But also how dark
and how dark his character is.
Like when you did a great post leading up to this episode. Kudos to you. But when I shared on my personal page, the one thing I said was again, because I'm all about the character aspect of it and how dark it is. I'm very big on dark and demonic stuff. I love that stuff. I mean,
exactly.
You see the man cave that we rock our show out in every week. There's nothing about this man cave that says friendliness with all the posters hanging on the wall.
Right.
So I'm all about the blood and the guts. But I've simply said, when the sun sets, the villains come out to play. This Friday, we'll be going live for the first time in weeks to literally talk and go as deep down the rabbit hole as we possibly can. And I think we've succeeded in that. I think we've shed some light on people who may not fully understand everything that is Marty SCURLL and everything that is the character of Marty SCURLL and everything that nowadays wrestling is relevant again. For better lack, forget from 2003 to 2015. Forget it.
Yeah.
It was a bad time in wrestling. We had the little tail end of the ruthless aggression era leading into the PG era. Let's go from 2015 to now, the last 4 years.
We had been listening to we'd been watching the same match and listening to the same promo for that 15-year period.
And now it's come to a point where wrestling is hip, it's cool, it's relevant. It's great to be a wrestling fan, and there's no problem with being a wrestling fan before. We've been wrestling fans for the better part of our entire lives.
Yeah, like guys who are flexing their character muscles just like this.
Yeah, and it's a chance that now a lot of freedom is there, and this is, again, why guys like Marty SCURLL, like a Cody Rhodes, like a Young Bucks, like a Kenny Omega, like so many guys have yet to grasp or go anywhere towards the WWE, because they know that they will lose all the time they've invested. These aren't characters that just flip from heel to face to heel to face.
Yeah,
these are characters that have evolved and blossomed and bloomed and took a very long time for the water to boil.
Yeah.
But now that the water's boiling, and these guys, like, you go on ProWrestlingTees.com, you go on any of the statistics, you look at the top selling shirts, 4 out of 5 of them are the Bullet Club.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes, Young Bucks, Marty SCURLL, they're all there. They're literally the top. The fifth one may flip-flop between, a Ronda Rousey or Becky Lynch. Seriously, that's those who are the ones who sell the most on ProWrestlingTees.com. But, and why is it that? Because you can literally walk around. Like, I took my wife and my daughter to go see Mariana's Trench a couple days ago downtown Toronto. And I was rocking my villain shirt. Because I love it. I'm a big Marty SCURLL fan. I've been a fan.
At least one person, though, as soon as you got off the train or as soon as you got out of the car, you were walking past somebody and was like, oh man, that's a cool shirt.
Yeah. I got that twice at the concert.
Yeah, man.
I got that once buying food at the venue. I got that once having smoke outside the restaurant, waiting for my wife and daughter to finish their desserts.
Yeah. Outside
waiting. I literally had some passerby in the street literally walk by me, then cycle back and go, dope.
Yeah.
And literally keep walking. Like, now wrestling is relevant again to the point where it's a great time to be a fan. It's almost like the Monday Night Wars without the Monday Night Wars. The great thing is there's so much competition, but there's so much room for everyone to get a piece of the pie. Yeah. And now we're starting to experience what these guys can do with their characters and how far they can really take it. So kudos to a guy like Marty SCURLL who's developed and taken the time to twist and turn his character the way it needs to be. Kudos to the people that shoot his promos the way his vision sees. Kudos to the people who allow fans like us to have the ability in a great day and age where the internet does a lot of bad things, but occasionally it does a lot of cool things, which is give us a chance to research and look up these wonderful characters, these wonderful people, these amazing wrestlers, and see the athleticism beyond the WWE. When we started this show, we literally started it as a WWE show. We talked Raw and SmackDown results almost every week for a good 20 episodes.
Yeah.
Then we decided that we didn't like what we were talking about.
Yeah, you want to listen to WWE shit? Go listen to What Culture and go listen to Sam Roberts and go listen to all that stuff. They'll tell you all about what's going on with WWE.
Yeah, but here at Straight Talk, we evolved and we changed. We decided that we wanted to start researching wrestlers for our own benefit, bringing the information to the world. Then we decided that, you know what, not only do we want to showcase these great talents that are out there in the world indie scene, we want to showcase what's happening right here in our own backyard. And we've been able to do that with such great flair and components in very short period of time, like 6 months. We've literally sat down and talked with some amazing people.
And these are all going to be the people that you're going to be hearing about years later from now. You'll be hearing about these names and be going, oh my God, where did they come from? And blah, blah, blah. And so now you'll have the opportunity to listen to it firsthand.
Exactly. You'll hear where
they'll be dropping those names in a couple more minutes.
You'll hear those stories, and you'll hear those situations from where they started to where they are at this moment. And then we're gonna get back with them in a year or two and see where they are at that point. Yeah. Because we know their star is just going to keep growing. Names I'm talking about is Gigi from Shooting the Indies. He's the man who literally photographs all the beautiful imagery in almost every great indie wrestling event here in Canada. And right after him, we got Kobe Durst dropping. We got Holden Albright dropping. And last but certainly not least, Lionel Knight, a.k.a. Black Lavender, baby.
And you know what, man? It's all three of those. And Gigi, he's the photographer, but really the fact that he's the only guy out there that's really trying to go and tell those stories in the way that, and you'll hear in depth in his incredible, the stories that came out of how it was just literally an idea from the year before, where he literally picked up a camera the year before, and then a year later he's made himself into this conglomerate of, now he's out there filming, he's shooting everybody and telling great stories within his pictures. And that's the thing.
Well, and that's the thing, right? A lot of people say a picture can tell 1,000 words. His pictures actually do tell a story. You can look at that picture and you can remember the entire match from just his photo.
Exactly.
You could sit back and go, that was a great match.
Yeah, man, and just a guy that's out there, not only the way the wrestlers are reinventing everything, the way that this guy has reinvented the way that people take photography. I guarantee he's going to be reinventing everything as far as what everybody's going to be doing in the future. But as far as the actual wrestlers themselves, the performers, they're out there doing exactly the same thing that Marty has accomplished. They're really going out of their way. You'll hear it within their stories, all individually, of the way that they try to craft their characters, how much in depth and how much quality that they really try to provide for the fan that is out there trying to just watch a great wrestling match and get into a really great character.
Yeah, so those are episodes 76 all the way up to episode 80. Those are the four guys that are dropping. So Gigi drops next week. Week after that, Kobe Durst. Week after that, Holden Albright. And week after that, Lionel Knight. So it's going to be just... these conversations are great. We just can't wait for you guys to hear them. A lot of work went into preparing these interviews, and we're honored that these guys took the time out to come to us and sit down and talk to us in depth, which was absolutely fantastic.
Phenomenal.
So that's it for this episode. I am going to play this honorable mention promo that I had. Then we're going to wrap it up. And right after the clip, I'm going to play our intro music. We're not going to do any intros. We're just going to leave you hanging. No, I'm going to play the clip. But we're going to say our goodbyes now. As always, I'm your host with the most, George Mackay.
I'm Steve the Animal Mitchell.
We will see you guys next week. And after all these interviews drop, these are all pre-recorded, we'll be back again live. And I think back again live might be your possible turn at a profile.
Yes. That'll be my turn, kick at the can, and we'll be letting you guys know what that is, who that is, in the upcoming weeks.
Yes. All right, guys. Here's my honorable mention, Marty SCURLL promo. As always, stay safe, love wrestling, and love yourselves. Peace out, guys.
Peace.
I see it. I see it every day. People talking to themselves. People envisioning themselves of who they want to be. But they do not have the courage. They are not bold enough to be who they really want to be. Unlike myself, from the fur coat to the glasses I wear on my face to the freaking umbrella, this is me. I put myself in a position where I'm vulnerable and open to criticism from people like you. People who are sheeps to society. People who are caged and shackled by the system. People who will live their lives as they're told to do so. They'll get a job day you will wither, and then you will die. Whereas I shall live forever. So go ahead. Choose life. 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 But why would I want to go and do a thing like that? For I have chosen not to choose life. I have chosen something else. I have chosen to live long enough to become the villain.
Thank you all so much for tuning in. Catch us every Wednesday at 7:30 on Spreaker, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Google Play Music. Also, be sure to follow us on our social media platforms, Facebook and Instagram at Straight Talk Wrestling, and Twitter at _Straight Talk.